Oh Lord. Hey everybody.
Hello.
I welcome back to Wine and Prison Time. I drank too much last night.
Oh
I ain't even
Lord.
gonna lie. That's what's wrong with me. I'm so tired. Uh and I'm trying to nurse. Hold on. Dang it! Trying to nurse this.
I hope that's some water.
Oh, yeah, today it's water and prison time because whoo Lord. I don't know why I was drinking so much last night.
Was you watching something good on TV?
I don't know. I think I had started downloading and things were starting to happen and I was excited and I'm just, oh yeah, I got it. And so I found a way to do the little shorts. You can go in and it'll cut. I didn't cut, they just cut that up and I just threw it on there. I didn't even really know what they were. I just knew it was like a minute long or whatever.
It was
But
cute
I,
though.
I thought it was pretty exciting. I still haven't learned how to take
All the
the transcripts.
off of YouTube, yeah.
I still don't know how to do it. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. Um, so I was told by a follower, my baby sister. What's up, Taylor? That we should kind of like introduce ourselves a little bit. You know, give a little background. I didn't realize we didn't do that. But you want to go or
I
you want
don't
me to go? Okay, go. You tell me a little bit about give me a little something
know.
about your
I'm
life
Bridget.
in corrections.
I started working for the Department of Corrections, the Michigan Department of Corrections, in June of '93.
Okay.
I ended up working at 4 different facilities. I retired April 1st of 2020. And when I retired as a sergeant.
How long was you a sergeant?
Oh, I think 4 years, my last 4 years.
How was that?
Um, it was
Cause,
okay.
Cause you worked
Because at Riverside, when I had 6 years in,
right.
I had I was I was doing acting,
Yeah.
and then I went to the academy as FTO, which is field training officer, and I had got officer of the year that year. But I ended up leaving and
Wait
going
a
to
minute. What?
yes, I was officer of the year,
What?
but
From Riverside?
yes, but I left, so I ended up like being officer of the year for Riverside and Brooks. So
Oh
I kind
wow.
of got lost in the shuffle. I went to the banquet and all that stuff, but it didn't get acknowledged a lot because I had transferred. And they wanted me, and I
Oh.
actually had got the sergeant's position too, and they wanted me to stay, but I was tired of Riverside. I wanted to go back home.
Now, okay, let's real quick because everybody said they was tired. I left Riverside because I was tired of Riverside. I'd give anything to go back to Riverside.
Yes, because I literally when I transferred to Muskegon,
Yeah.
I literally would get off at 10, get in my truck,
Yeah.
and call my mom and them. Well, I had a car then. I had my car then.
Right.
Call mom and them in the carpool and be crying.
Cause you like
I
what was
hated it down there.
man
I was like,
man
and everybody in the carpool, just come back. Just come on back every night.
man. Uh
Every night. And
uh
because
uh
when I transferred there, I already had 6 years in, and I ended
yep.
up staying. I retired from there. I was there for 20 years.
Dang, is that
Yes,
man?
20 years. But
I
I hated it.
man, I didn't feel like you.
It didn't
I feel
seem
like you
like
had more time at Riverside than you did
when I
when you
left
left.
because when I transferred, they called me the 3 year wonder. So I was at STF for 3 years.
Okay,
Then I left there and I went to ITF, but I was only at ITF 7 months.
okay,
And
okay,
then I came over to Riverside,
okay.
and I was at Riverside for 3 years. And
That's
then
it,
yes, it seemed like it was forever, didn't
man.
it?
It seemed like you had been there for and
Mama
so
had been there forever because that's the
right,
only place she ever had worked. So
right, right.
probably that kind of played a part in it too because she had been there
Maybe,
for.
man. I thought you would. Man, I thought you had been there so much
I only
longer.
have been there 3 years, so they used to call me the 3 year wonder. You only be somewhere 3 years and you transfer.
Wow. And then you stuck it out
But
at Muskegon.
I well, I miss my grandmother for one. And then
Yep.
I didn't have to get on the highway to go to work. Then I
That
end up
is
getting
so.
married.
Yep.
So I
It
just that's
all.
but
Yeah.
I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I
Yeah.
absolutely hated
Riverside was. You hated it when you were there for that moment, and I think that was only first. That was the first place I went. So I'm still working for the Michigan Department of Corrections. I got 27 years in. I've been to. Well, I'm counting Riverside twice because I went back to Riverside. So five. I was at Riverside, Parnell, SMT. I don't know what the name is now. Came back to Riverside. Went to IMAX. Oh wait, I take it back. Then I went to MR. Now I'm at Bellamy Creek, and
Yeah, like, what happened to MR? You got the MR
I
must
forgot about MR. And I was there 6 years. That had been my longest run because I did 4 at Riverside, 4 at Jackson. Came back to Riverside for 6 months, and then I did 6 at, or a little over 6 at IMAX, and then 6. I don't know, 11. No.
and still didn't have no sick leave all that time.
First of all, we not going shot spot like for real. Is that where we go? So whatever. I I just got sick time now. Well,
Yeah, you told me that. I'm so proud of you. I don't know what to do.
man, the annual. I ain't never seen more than 40 hours annual. And for everybody out there, that the state will give, I give that to the state. Every pay period, you get, like when you start out, you get 4 hours, and then it goes
Sick leave
up.
always was 4 hours. It still ain't
Sick
changed.
leave's always 4. That's why I can't never really mess with sick time. But I finally got annual, which I ain't never had more than 40 hours annual in my whole career.
That's what happened to you that night you left early because you was always leaving early.
Always.
You couldn't be in the carpool because
No,
you was gonna leave. And
I'm
then
leaving.
and I don't know how you don't remember because you cussed us out the next day when your car stopped on you and it was raining and you said we just rolled right past you like we ain't see you. Like we gonna see you in the dark and in the rain. You talking about some and some old
Oh,
white man had to
yep.
give you a ride home. I said that's what your ass get for leaving all the time. You if you gonna leave with everybody else so we at
I
least
was trying
can
to
follow each
listen.
other down the
I
highway.
was trying to run up after my ex-husband. I was trying to figure out where he was at, and then I wanted to be at home. I was young, and this is the first real job I had ever had.
It was for me too.
Yeah, so I wasn't. I don't
And you
know.
had to be there. It was like
You
you
had to
had
be.
to be
Yeah,
there.
you had to be there, and
I was
especially when they gave you that first check.
Baby, that first check was everything in
The
life.
first check. I tell everybody. I laugh at it because you made how much? First check. I mean, first hourly, because
Well, hold on. Because you know, our class was the
I don't even
Eloise
know the name of our
Hills
class.
class. But we was the only class they ever did this. It was accelerated program. So what they did was, you know how when you would go back from OJT, you have to be at
Yeah,
the academy like 2 weeks or a month or something like that.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We was only there 3 days. Because
Wow.
what they would do, what they initially did, they sent a letter. So they were like, let me see, we were going to be making $10.49 an hour,
Okay.
but they cut our pay $4, so it was $6.49 an hour. But what they did, let me see, what was it from 8 to 5 or something like that? Then we would have to go back some nights from 7 to 9,
What?
and we had to do 2 weekends.
What?
We was the only accelerated class, so technically they owed us like $2,000 to $3,000 overtime
Shut
because
up.
they shouldn't have never cut our pay and still let it, but they didn't want, we couldn't make no overtime, so it
Six
offset. So yeah,
dollars.
yeah,
$6.
baby, when we went back for them 3 days, you should have, before we went to OJT, everybody was hugging each other and oh,
Yeah,
me
yeah,
too,
yeah, yeah.
and da, da, da. Baby, when we come back from OJT and we already knew what it's gonna be, we was peeling rubber up out that academy. Damn this academy, we done. I just let me get back to work. I don't even know why I had to come back here
I don't
anyway.
know why we're here.
I done passed everything.
I don't know why they would let you go to the academy after because they lied to you in the academy. They really make you think that you gonna be like military. You learning military time. I never used military time in my whole entire life.
And me either.
You're cutting corners. the demerits. And I'm like, this is going to be very difficult for me because I ain't really structured in that way.
Right.
You get to that facility,
All hell and broke loose. And then they laughing
everybody,
at you.
everybody, oh yeah, they talk about you better walk across the grass because you couldn't walk across the grass at the academy. You get a demerit, you get in trouble, you like, man, you get to the academy, they smoking or the facility, they flicking cigarettes, you got airing porches at Riverside. Riverside was a little different than most of the prisons because it
Because it
used to
was
be a hospital.
the old
Right.
mental
So it
hospital,
was
right?
a lot of the people we worked with were like CMAs, which were kind of like more of a
It was corrections medical aid.
yeah, they were
That's
more
what
like,
mama
yes,
was.
yeah, they weren't like officers. So they didn't have this officer mentality. They were supposed to interact with prisoners, play cards and pool and do different stuff. So we
Mama
went
didn't
in.
never come home.
What you
She
mean?
ain't never come home. She did a double every day.
Really?
Girl, my mama did never come home.
Really?
She did a double every day. We'll be
Well,
sitting there by
it was
5
probably
because
fun.
it was until
Yeah.
they went to go acting crazy because the regular GP didn't like RTP. All they sit over there is play games. But
Yep.
when Department of Corrections took over mental health, they combined Riverside.
Yes.
So when the general population people had to go work at RTP, oh my God, they hated it. And then my mom and them hated working general
GP. Yeah,
population.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how,
Yep.
because she was, what was she at, on 7-3? I think she was
That
on
was
seven
GP.
three.
That was general population for everybody.
Seventh,
GP.
yeah, just the regular level force, and they
Yes.
had keys to their rooms. They weren't locked in.
When I used to tell people that these level fours had keys, and they're like, keys? I'm like, I thought it was normal.
They talking
I
about
had
some
never,
bars.
yeah,
They behind the bar. Ain't no
hey,
bars.
bars, they got doors.
It's bars on the airing porch where we be out there
Right,
chilling
right,
and,
little squares.
and
But
smoking.
when I went to MR,
We
the
smoke
bars, well, we went to Jackson, had the 5
the
tiers or
tears.
the floors and the bars. That was the first time I ever seen bars.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, I remember going in and I said, who's gonna be up there? They were like, you gotta do what I said. I'm not going up there because all I thought is one of them prisoners gonna grab me and chuck me over the side. Here go the bars. Just think this is the bars. My body would be pressed up. This is cell room, and
Uh-huh.
there's a little walkway, little walkway, and here's a railing that only goes up to, I think, maybe mid waist,
Yeah,
maybe
it wasn't
under
that
your boobs.
tall.
I'm not sure. All I remember is thinking so I'm sliding down and they're walking toward. I said, you better not, don't come near me because I'm scared to death. I'm not a height person. That fifth gallery, especially when you found out people was jumping.
And they done throw some people off and throwing the mop buckets over the top and everything else.
One of the dudes who had jumped was there, and they said
He
he
lived.
lived, and
He was crazy as hell, wasn't he?
his legs were like this, and he just would be walking around. And I was like, nothing. That would be like the worst thing. You thinking, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. And you live, and then you gotta still lock
In the same
thing.
place where you try to kill yourself at. Oh Lord, the
I'm
iron
like,
iron.
oh Lord, yeah.
Oh
So, and of
man, that's some
course,
shit
there's
there.
so many, huh?
That's some shit there.
I remember seeing him, and I just thought, you were supposed to be here. Like you
Even though
God
you
has
messed
something.
up.
Yes, God has something for you, or He wanted you to do all your time. He was like, no, 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 no. You won't be up here with me. And I ain't letting you go down there. You go finish
You're gonna stay
all
your
what
ass
you did.
right here.
Yep.
Right here. So however you say he
I
was
mean, he
walking
would just
on,
be
baby.
walking through the. I'm like,
So he just broke all his legs up. Shit. They probably should have did him like they did them puppies. What they call it, the swimming.
oh,
They had swimmer
the
legs. They had. Forgive us, Jesus.
sorry, Lord, but it's true. I'm laughing because it's like, man, you had to really, really been a hot mess for you to jump off of there and still live, and then have to do. Yeah, woo! I don't ever want. karma or planting, sowing seeds or any of the rest of that stuff to come back on me like that.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Okay, so back to the okay, we got all of our introductions out. I'm still working. uh okay, so you officer and sergeant, right? I officer, sergeant, grievance coordinator. I was a PC. I think I was the shortest time PC prison counselor. I think I had the record for the shortest prison counselor. I was there. I had it for 1 month, and I was there 15 of those days of the time I was there. I said, "I'm not doing this job. This for the
And I
birds."
wanted that job so bad, and they won't give it to me. It took
Oh,
them. It took for I ain't gonna say his name, but
yeah.
him to get to Muskegon for them to promote me, because they couldn't stand me.
Oh, yeah. And I
I
don't know
mean,
why.
well, because I was mouthy, because I
Well,
was hard. I mean, but there it was only two females going in the inside of the prison on second shift.
oh wow.
The female officer that worked health service,
Yeah.
and me being an RUO worked in the housing unit. Then no women work in the housing units. So all of us, yes, all of us worked in the housing unit. Me,
Oh, yeah.
you,
That's all.
mama, everybody
Everybody.
else, the whole carpool. So we had to go for what we know. So shoot, I'm like, hey, I'm used to working in the inside. I'm not prim or proper. I ain't used to working up front.
Right,
So
right, 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 right.
they used to be so mad at me, but I was a good officer. I did my job. And then when they used my strength to
Yes,
help
against
Wilson, we need to when I was married, I ain't gonna say that last name, but anyway,
you.
Wilson, we need you to go to such and such a unit to help get the unit in order. Then
Right.
I mess around and get into it with somebody. Now y'all want to give me some days off because I didn't quote unquote call the uproar. I ain't causing no uproar because that first one I didn't. I just did my job. Wouldn't let the guy back in his room because see our level 4, we had 2 level 4 units. You had to let them in and out day room, but
Okay.
all the
Yeah,
rest
yeah,
of the
yeah.
compound was
Yeah.
level 2, and then we had a level 1, which before I got promoted, I was the bid officer out there in level 1.
Okay.
But yeah, y'all will use me,
Yep.
and then y'all don't care nothing about me.
Nope. Couldn't
Cause y'all
care.
know I'm gonna cuss. And
Oh,
I'm gonna cuss them out. Cause you're not just supposed to handle me no any kind of way.
right.
And
Right.
it was stressful working up and down. And then when I tell you, girl, like I said, when I first got the Brooks, that's why I was crying. I was like, "How it ain't no more women working in there here? They ain't used to women working in the housing unit.
Nope.
Everybody up front." And so then they think they fit to talk crazy to me and try to talk. No, I'm about to cuss you out
Right.
because you're gonna get out of my face because you're gonna know I ain't playing.
But
But I was good to them. I didn't like. I took care of them, and they
you
came.
talking about staff or prisoners?
I'm talking about the prisoners
Okay.
and the staff.
Okay. Because sometimes we know what we getting from the prisoners.
It was the staff too.
The
The staff,
staff
they
is the
just
worst. They
they the
they
worst. Yeah, because you do. You know what to expect from the prisoners. And
yes,
see, we were so close at Riverside. We was close.
yes, yeah.
They weren't
That
like that.
dynamic I haven't. So, I kind of had it in Jackson a little bit, but I will say that dynamic at Riverside, that was definitely, and
Cause
it,
we hung together.
man, we all
I
did
mean, we
stuff
went on
together. We partied together. We drove together. We hung
trips
out
together.
outside. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was just it was more of a family atmosphere, and I think, I don't know why I was running from that. But I also wanted to get on first shift. At Riverside, you had 17 years in, and you
You
still on
still.
second shift.
Yeah, you
I was
still.
like, I got growing kids. They playing sports. They're doing stuff. I was like, I can't stay on
Yeah.
second shift for 20 years.
And I didn't
So
want to be on first shift having to drive on the highway because that means
yeah,
you got and then dealing with the snow and the
trust
roads.
me,
And,
trust me.
yeah,
I've been
but
doing it since, yeah. That's why I went to Jackson initially, because I was like, the ex was going. He was starting to come in. Well, automatically you going on second shift. You'll
mm-hmm,
never go on third or first. So
mm-mm.
it was a godsend that I went to Jackson, because after a year I ended up going to first. He came into the department. He went on second. So we never had to really have real daycare or any of that. So it worked out. But Jackson was a whole nother.
Yeah, I missed everybody. I was like, it's
And it
horrible.
seemed like we could work. I mean, you always got some people, but it seemed like you worked with everybody.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
all times.
and people would get into it,
Yeah.
but we still was a family, girl. They
And you
still
could
going
work
through.
with the craziest. I mean, the craziest of the crazies, because we had some crazies. I remember he he just passed away too.
A
Uh
preacher,
no,
an
officer. I
officer.
remember work I'm talking about the crazy of a staff.
Oh yeah,
When
yeah. You
I walked in and he ran up. Did he pass away? Did both of them pass away? I think they both passed away. And one ran up to the other one and kissed him on the mouth in the middle of the yard. I was like, are we supposed to be
we used to have some fun though.
man? And or he was the one who I think he cut the cut t-shirt where his nipples were, cut holes in the nipple part and would open up his shirt so everybody could see his nipples at Riverside. You know who I'm talking about. He
You'll
was
have to tell me
crazy.
when we get off, because it was
Yeah,
a whole bunch of crazy.
but he would cut and then like unbutton his shirt and do like this and show. I was like, what is happening here? But when he ran up and kissed that other dude on the mouth, I said, I don't know if I can work here. These people are doing, but
Crazy.
we all just, I don't know. MR kind of, because a lot of those guys went from
Went to
Riverside to MR,
yeah.
it was kind of like that. So when I went over there, I knew a lot of people, so that was good. But IBC,
Ooh.
I ain't never, and I tell them all the time, y'all crazy. Something is wrong. That's the one. I have been in the department. I've never gotten written up for staff. I did get into it with staff because that I'll save that one maybe. But uh the way that certain people talk to you,
Yeah.
you really have to ask yourself, do I have a tail? Um I don't think I do, and I don't think my mama's working here. So I'm pretty sure I don't know who you talking to. And so coming over here, like it was very like no you so Riverside you could go all over. MR, you kind of seen people as you were coming in and out. So you got to look at everybody in the facility pretty much throughout the day. This place, you work where you're at and you don't see nobody else.
Oh wow.
I didn't see staff from MR for like 2 years.
What?
I was like, I didn't even know you worked here. They were like, yeah, we didn't know you were here. I'm like, how? So it's easy for them to none of them to be close because like if you're out in this block, then those are the people you work with. You're out in this block, those are the people you work with. I'm in this building. So I know the people that work in this building, and I started where I like them now. Before I
Yeah, I mean, I have family members that I end up working with, and um, I got cool with some people, but it just
yeah
but it
it,
was other people that didn't get along, and
yes
they would get into it, and then there's all the backbiting, and then I had a supervisor when I promoted, just treated me bad, like I really had a tail, and I couldn't do nothing. I was
yeah
stressed out. I was going through stuff in my personal life, and it
yeah.
was like I got a pension and I got to hold on because I'm about ready to clear this motherfucker out.
Don't even. I have never. I'm like I'm a whole 50+ year old woman, and I'm in here getting ready to fist fight
I couldn't even say.
a coworker.
I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't say nothing because it wouldn't go in well.
When
It just
so they want us to communicate with each other, and we're adults. Let's have this conversation. If I tell you I don't do well with people talking to me crazy. I just don't. That's just, and maybe some people do, and I know they do because I've worked and watched some people talk to other people like they're crazy.
yeah,
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
you better than me. You definitely better than me. But if I conversate with you and say you don't ever get to talk to me in this manner, so from now on, just make sure you keep it professional with me. And then a couple weeks later, you come and you cuss me out. Like, who the F? I mean, and I don't cuss because I don't know. My mom didn't cuss.
Well,
She,
I cuss.
oh, I do. No, and it was just because when we were little, my mom told me a story about when she was little. This little boy told her, "If you didn't cuss, you'd be really pretty, but you are ugly." And she said it stuck with her. Well, she said it to me, and it stuck with me. I have cussed. Don't get me wrong. And whenever you get to that level, you're cussing and crying because you're trying not to fight them. and this is a way so that I can keep my job. And I got a day off. How I get a day off? You cussed at me, talked to me crazy, and I didn't lie about it. I told them, yeah, this is what happened. But I'm like, I'm working with people that I'm wanting to physically put my hands on.
Yeah, it was like they toward the end. It was like yeah, it was like it was a setup, but we had a HR person. Nobody liked her,
Yeah.
but she knew. She was like she wanted me to get at them. She wanted me so bad. She sent me the paperwork to do it. I was like, I ain't gonna
Oh,
do it
I
because
love
it's
me
gonna
some
be some.
HR girls.
It's gonna be some other people that's gonna have to go down, and it ain't fair to them because they actually was looking out for me, girl. When I
Right.
tell you, it was a whole mess. I couldn't wait to
Really?
get up, girl. My last days up in there, I luckily I was on third because I had surgery. I
Okay.
was on like duty anyway because I had to have a knee replacement anyway, so I was messed up. So
Yeah.
luckily I went to third and I was the control center sergeant. So I got to go out quietly, peacefully. We had a
Right.
good time. We had a nice potluck, and I got to walk up out of there, go on vacation, have my surgery, and I never
Right.
went back. I never went back.
And you had a pension. So just think, you talking about a group of people now, me included, we ain't got no pension.
Yeah, see, I
What am
probably
I losing? You
by
know what I'm
clearing
saying?
all that shit off the table. Go ahead.
By literally folding you like a just a straight up dollar. I got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
But it
you
just, you
got
go,
something to lose because you don't want to lose all the
you
everything that we done been through
you
all them
don't
years
you
going in
don't.
there.
I know, but it's still when that officer put his hands on me, and this was at MR when, and this is why I go. I'm talking about the getting to that point. I realize now I ain't safe. At least that's how I feel. When you're
Oh,
allowed to let when men come into work and they put their hands on you, and these are coworkers. These aren't prisoners. I expect that. You put your hands on me because for whatever reason, it was the night Trump won the first time around. And he came into work, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm a sergeant.
I,
And he
I,
ran up to me, and I had a hat on, and I had just washed it and wrapped my hair up. You know, it's third shift. Ain't nobody, I had my work
mm-hmm.
hat on. He snatched that hat off my head, came right up to me and snatched the hat off. And I went after him because, first of all, you don't put your hands on me. We got two, to me, this was my, because we had a whole meeting about it. We got two white sergeants in there. And I said, would you have ever went and put your hands on either one of them? Well, I, I, what? Because I want to know what made you think it was okay to touch me. Put your hand. I said, if you're
So
white,
I mean, when he took your hat off, what'd he do?
he he want. I don't. He just snatched it off my head and was like, "Yeah, we finally won. And I'm thinking, and I'm not even thinking about that because I'm thinking, is this man put his hands
Did
on
this
me?
man just touch me? Did you just take my hat off?
So when I went full throttle at him, they were like, "Well, what did you do?" And I was like, "Well, he put his hands on me, so I'm defending myself." Well, we have other officers, his friend, well, that said you went after him. I did. What do you think? I was just gonna
What was
stand
I supposed to
there
do? He ain't had no
and
business. Mm-mm.
should have
Mm-mm.
never put his hands on me? And they said, if you put paperwork on him, now I'm brand new sergeant. I think I'm still probation. If you put paperwork on him, we're gonna investigate you because we hold you to a higher standard because you're a sergeant.
Man, you better hold everybody to a higher standard because he ain't had no business. That's sexual harassment.
Why would you think it was okay to put your hands on me at any time? Then he said, I thought we were cool. Dude, I ain't seen you in 20 years. And you big oompa loompa, you fat. And he knows exactly who I'm talking about. And I promised him he would never have to worry about me again. And I told them in there, none of y'all have to worry about me again because I now know that it's me against you guys.
Man, I hate that for you. Oh, I hate that.
These are just some. There's so many people with these stories, and so, speaking of a woman in there, and then a black woman in there, and then
Mm-hmm.
this whole climate that we're in, and the
I couldn't imagine
audacity,
working in there now. I couldn't imagine.
man,
Ooh,
man,
just gotta pray
it's.
for everybody.
I don't talk about politics at work anymore. We did just haven't. I don't anymore. What is you doing?
I was just trying to make sure.
Was that a squirrel moment? Squirrel. I'm like, why is her mouth? Is
Yeah,
she?
no, I was like,
Was you feeling your teeth?
I was feeling my lips.
It was your lips. Yeah, because we know about Bridget's lips. I used to watch her put lipstick on, and I used to think, I ain't gay, but Bridget got some lips on her, girl, and she
Yeah,
wear this red lipstick. And I just would be in the. I remember being on 7-1 watching you like this. I'm like,
I ain't wear makeup. That's all I want.
do my lips? I want my lips like that. I want to.
I mean, when we got into that critical and said, and an officer called and was like, "Did it hit you in the mouth?" I was like, "Huh? Did it hit you in your mouth?" I said, "No." Okay, then I'll just make sure they all right. Click them and hung up. What the hell? You ain't asked me was nothing else hurt.
No,
That's
no.
how you
I
gonna
just want
do
to make
me.
sure them lips was okay.
Just want to make sure the lips is okay. They fine. Shit, it's the
How
rest of me that's
crusty
hurting.
never had that white line on it right here. They was always on point. Oh Lord, I love that for you. I love that for you.
Girl, listen, right now to this day, the lady in the nail station, I forgot how she say it, but she be saying her lips, her lips.
I'm telling you, people pay for them lips.
I'm
Trust
like,
me. Cause
hey, if anybody seeing this and y'all need a lip model, come on, holla at your girl.
right here, right here. Oh, I can't stand you. All right, listen, everybody. Our time is up. I want you guys to go and watch, subscribe. If you enjoy this, we're going to start adding a guest.
Yes,
So
start
you don't
interviewing.
have to just listen to us or watch us. We're gonna get some other people who work for the department, some retired, different positions. Some might still be working for the department if they want to, and that's what we call it, the department. Um, so just tune in again. This is our third episode. I was looking on YouTube. We're kind of slowly getting some subscribers. We're
Yeah.
getting some views. I'm pretty excited, you guys. So thanks for being here with us.
Thank y'all.
See you
Thank
next
y'all.
time. Peace.
Peace.